Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Luthais and welcome to day 9 on my hardcore server. The main focus today will be to get drops during quiet periods on the server, meaning morning hours. Competition is very high at the moment with various clans on the server. So yeah, drops are going to be our main concern. We want to collect a bit of C4 because I've got a certain plan for Avenger's base and I know he has the tank and I really like the tank back, and that will be the focus today, is to specifically get that tank back. So right here, my favorite spot, just above the assault and radiation zone, where Rams's base is, and of course, you know, Avenger's base is on my right. This is the center of the map. It's a great location to wait for drops, so that you can compete with anyone to get to it, okay? As you can see, this airplane crash is gonna roughly meet, drop in the middle, and I've got my car ready. Before any drop lands, I'm just scoping out the area to see if anyone enters the radiation zone, to see if I can get in a bit of contact, since I am rocking the Reaver. Of course, this mountain has got various ways to get off it. It's quite smooth, where the other side, with the tower, on Rams's side, there's a few more rocks and bumpy places. So first objective with the drop is to park your vehicle quite a distance away. In this instance, I feel it was a bit too close. I feel that if people were already at the drop or scoping the drop from the same position as I was, then yeah, I would have given my position away. So yes, I always like to get high ground when, especially for any airdrop or airplane crash, or with any fight in particular. I like to have high ground, just to see more, not to be too tunnel visioned. The guy looking up has only got one line to look at. I can flank him, you know, I can go left or right to reposition myself. Where he's basically in the open, I can see everywhere he's going. So if he's running through the trees, it's very easy for me to follow him. Where with me, I can run out of his vision very easily and reposition myself to get a surprise shot on him. So when it's in the open and you can't use high ground, you know, you just have to look for good cover. But when you've got high ground, this is a particular good advantage, is that your vision is much wider than theirs, and you know, it's gonna help you out a heck of a lot. Of course, I give it a few minutes, see if I can see any campers moving or guys just repositioning themselves or someone, you know, getting impatient, but I don't wait too long. Basically until the smoke stops. Gives me a good indication that whoever wanted to go for the drop should have already got you. And then the dreaded moment when you duck down to search the item. This is normally where you wait for the headshot, and you're very lucky if it doesn't happen. Of course, very nice on my server. I want people to compete for the airplane crashes as well, so I've added a random C4 spawner. Sometimes there's no C4s in it, sometimes there's 1 or 2 C4s in it. Okay. And then yes, my base is very well hidden, guys, but one thing I want you to focus on is do not build your base where things are giving your position away constantly and where you can't work, you know, in peace and quiet. I thought these could be really good guard dogs, but They spot me from miles away every time I come out the base or go into the base. And as you will see now, the vehicle is stuck. I should have got out a long time ago, but I'm just waiting for the wheels to grip. And believe it or not, guys, those guard dogs of mine, those wolves, have killed me more than 10 times. So, got C4. We've got a lot of gunpowder from the ammo crates as well. Okay, the great thing now is that you can turn ammunition into gunpowder, which skips that waiting where you have to harvest the pirate. Now, I still have to harvest the pirate, but that's only to complete the cycle. Okay, yes, I can create gunpowder with it if I'm really desperate, but since we're competing for drops, and if you can get certain drops, even if it's at quiet times, any method you can use to get to drops and airplane crashes are very important, because that ammunition can give you gunpowder, and make the C4 crafting a lot easier. And then of course any ammo you gather in the meantime as well can help you out a heck of a lot. And then of course on my server you can create all the ammos, okay, and the ammo takes sheet metal and gunpowder, so that's not really a wise way, okay, but you can create the ammunition. Just make sure you don't turn that into ammunition into gunpowder at some point. Of course, you don't want to turn good ammo into gunpowder, like I'm never going to turn AK rounds into gunpowder. AK rounds are quite rare. But the normal rounds, like .22, 45 if you like 9mm, or all the 9mm if you like .45 weapons. All the ammunition that is, very common, you can turn that into gunpowder constantly. If you love a AMP or whatever, or you love a SMG that uses 10mm rounds, you can keep that as well. I just feel an AR is extremely strong in the game, and an AK is even stronger. So the need for a SMG when I am able to get my hands on a Reaver, which has got an automatic function, or AK is very, very unnecessary. And the mistake that I'm going to do on day 9 is I'm going to have the AK and the AMP on me, where that is very bad in a fight situation. You always need a very strong close range weapon, and then you need an extremely strong long range rifle as well, like a sniper rifle. And here's just another example. They really bite hard. My PvE settings are very high, so AI and storms can kill you very easily. So now I look at these guys, it seems like they're stuck. It seems like they can't get up. So the moment I try and pack up this wall, he comes through, and because of the damage output, it's too late. So yes, in the forest, wolves are probably your main concern. In town, hordes and mutant numbers, is a problem. But if you've got enough ammo, it's better to take them on than to try and stealth them and run away. Because the crazies can catch you, especially if you've got a weapon in your hands, and 3 shots and you're dead. Okay, so instead of taking the risk of getting stuck or, getting hit and getting panicked by the damage you're taking, rather take them on head on, and then, just listen for a horde, and if the horde comes, you just make sure you get out of there. And then of course you can see I've got heat packs, I've got anti-rad, I've got potassium, I've got warm clothing on with the military clothing. so I can sustain any storm. If you haven't got that gear on you, especially when you're fresh spawn, you have to try and get cover, because the storms will definitely kill you, and the weather settings are very, very realistic. And here's the part that we get in the intro. And of course, the way we all get into uncomfortable situations is just bad aiming and not staying focused. And then of course having your aim on a toggle that I don't hold it in, I have to click it to aim. And here I forget to click it again to deactivate it. Very lucky to get away there. One more shot and I was dead. Like you can see, I panicked a bit. I didn't release my zoom key, or I didn't click the zoom key again because I've got it on toggle. And here I just go for it. Don't really worry about aiming. I love the sound of the M9A1. And yeah, just giving them a bit of their own back. And then just a pipe bomb to finish it off. Except for my heart beating, that's much better. Very quiet and very peaceful. So of course you can see, guys, if you haven't got the right gear, hot zones are extremely difficult to loot. Except if you can take your time, or you can stealth, you know, or you're very good at PvP and you can make sure that you don't waste any bullets and you don't get panicked easily, you know, then it's not that difficult. But for us normal guys, you know, that just plays the game to have fun and doesn't, you know, focus everything on our skill level, you know, and don't put dots in the middle of our screen, we still get panicked because we love that feeling of adrenaline. So, I love driving with a quad. Unfortunately, some parts of the map are very bumpy. On this first-person server, like I've said, the quad is very important for you to be able to look up. Of course, the sedans are much faster, but yeah, I like to be able to keep my eye on the prize, and of course the quad can get through places that vehicles can't. The bad thing is quads are open, so it's very easy for someone to kill me on a quad. When you're in a vehicle, it's much more difficult. So you're actually much safer in a vehicle. But again, I love the adrenaline rush and the freedom, you know, the wind in my face. Love living myself into the game. And this is a very uncomfortable situation because we're in completely open ground and we've got an AK and an AUMP, okay, AMP. Both close range weapons. The AK can kill at a distance, but a guy with a sniper rifle is definitely going to have an advantage on me. Or a guy with an AR with a 4x scope on it, you know. So yeah, I'm in a very uncomfortable situation and I know it. I don't really want to be caught in the open. So what I'm going to be doing here is using my ears and staying as quiet as possible to try and hear if anyone's coming for this drop. Two things to focus on. When you know it's in an open field like this, not many bases around, far from towns, people that get here as quick as you are going to use vehicles. Okay, the big thing is you want to get here first, so you want to get underneath the drop as quickly as possible. Avenger is applying that strategy very well to the server, as you know, he tries to get underneath the parachute as soon as possible. If you can be underneath it as soon as it drops from the plane, that's perfect. You know, that he can set up his position and that he can be in the drop zone first, hearing the other people come. Okay, having the advantage. So being underneath the drop first is the biggest advantage that you can get. And then, of course, cover is very important, and the element of surprise. Okay, you always want to be the guy who's shooting at the other person, not sure of where you are, instead of being the guy ducking down the drop, you know, and getting that headshot. So yeah, I'm just trying to time it right. I know I don't have time. If a car comes now, he's probably going to kill me by driving over me. I can use the crate as cover, so I need to be at the crate as soon as possible. And if I wait too long, you know, and the car stops and they take the loot, then I can end up in a very uncomfortable situation. Of course, it's the C4 drop. Absolutely fantastic. One of the best drops you can get. And yeah, I must say, not too bad with the timing. Got rid of a few items underneath the tree and made sure I make a beeline for that quad. Okay, and of course I don't really hoard C4s unless I've got a specific plan. And my main focus on day 9 was to get the tank to respawn. Okay, Avenger had the police armored vehicle, which was my baby, my Rex, and I needed some kind of way to get to them. I knew I don't have nearly enough C4s to get into his base or, you know, into his loot rooms, but I really wanted to get the armored truck back. So my plan today is just to try and blow it up if I can, and then wait for it to respawn, you know, and then go compete for it like that in an open field, you know, instead of trying to take on a base. And of course, Avenger is very, very creative with his grenade traps. It helps a heck of a lot to protect your base. Placing more than one trap is a bit detrimental, because you're basically just going to give the traps to the other guy. Okay, he's going to walk over one trap, but the next time he's going to be more careful. Okay, and probably just pack up your traps, the other traps that you lay down for him. Although various traps have caught me before, it is a good strategy. And with this server and death messages, if you're not at your base, you know, then it's a very good indication. If somebody walks over your trap, then you know somebody was spying on your base or someone was planning on raiding you. So traps are a very good strategy, and of course it damages all of my items. Okay, and it wastes time. If I didn't have an extra vehicle, it would have wasted a lot of time. And if anyone was in the area and, you know, my base was quite far away from Avenger's base, that would give them time to come and loot me, okay, where I can potentially lose all the C4. So yeah, there are quite a few advantages of using traps. And now, of course, I have to be careful. I can be sniped very easily by anyone that heard the explosion. So that one trap, you know, has given me a bunch of disadvantages or handicaps, which is very good for Avenger. Unfortunately, I'm on the server in quiet times while I was farming the drops, and yes, I want to do this as quickly as possible and without any resistance if possible. One nice strategy is when the name comes up, you know that's in the middle of the screen, so you can even use that to aim the C4s rather than use a laser sight, you know, to check where you're going to throw it. So the name that comes up helps quite a bit. That first throw wasn't accurate at all. And yes, guys, remember C4 bricks are a very rare commodity, especially if you have to craft them. They take a heck of a lot of time. So please consider every placement very carefully. Okay? I'm not putting a lot of time into where I'm throwing the C4s because I just want to get into the garage. I know that. But like that one. That one's completely unnecessary. Okay? You have to try and damage as many parts as possible to get the most value, okay, out of your C4s, out of all your hard work or the risks that you took. Of course, Avenger has 2 quads at the moment, which is against the rules. I did talk to him afterwards. He had 2 tents as well, which is against the rules as well. If he only had 2 quads, that would be fine. But of course, he's got a tank inside there as well. He did tell me he was keeping it for his friend, but it still doesn't matter. We have to stick to the rules. And whether he broke the rules or not, I still would have, you know, blown up his vehicles. And for those of you that think, you know, that doesn't like that, guys, this is a survival game. It's a highly competitive environment, okay? And you have to take major risks or stay awake when everyone's asleep, you know, to try and get these drops. And even if you stay awake when everyone's asleep, there will still be, you know, other players on the server. Not a lot, but there will be other players on the server, so you can still lose all your loot. And especially if you craft C4, it takes a heck of a lot of time. So when you raid a base, you want to take something from that person, you know, or destroy something that makes it worthwhile. Okay? So the damage that you do must be compared to the time that it took you, okay, to craft the C4s. Now, no one's going to blow up a metal part, and that's quite difficult to get to your base. But when it comes to, you know, one C4, you have to get the amalgadino, you have to get the fat, you have to make the gunpowder, you have to do a lot of things. And it can destroy 4 parts at once. So that's comparable, okay? The vehicles is just, you know, it's just the reward that you get for doing the raid. If it's online, if it's offline, it doesn't matter. I want to... The rules on my server is that if you... Because you can only have 2 vehicles. If you raid a base, you can't take the vehicles. You can swap them, but you can't take them. In other words, you can't have more than 2 vehicles at your base, okay? So, what I tell people to do is when they raid a base, they must destroy the vehicles. They mustn't turn the loot in the crates into repair kits. They must take what they want, okay? If they want to throw it out of the crates, you know, that's still nasty, but the server has got a 24-hour restart time, okay? Which gives the person enough time to get back to his base, you know, and pick up the stuff that he wants to pick up. So throwing out of the crates, I haven't got a major problem with. And then here with the C4 as well. Watch how I waste this. Right in the middle. Not in the corner. So again, wasting the C4 completely. So yes, I want people to destroy the vehicle so that they can respawn and give new players an opportunity to compete for these vehicles. And the guy who lost it can go and compete for his own vehicles again as well, okay? And of course, when you kill someone and his vehicle is left and you don't want him, I want people to destroy those vehicles as well, so that the guy, you know, pays the price for taking the risk and losing the fight. Okay? Being Mr. Nice Guy on a server with new players has, you know, I mean, on other servers I always help people, but on a hardcore server, yes, it's a totally different ball game, okay? You come here for endgame, you come here for the adrenaline rush, and you come here for the difficulty. And the difficulty includes PvE as well as PvP, okay? And then my driving skills are bad as always. First the tank and now the SUV. I've got a natural skill with this. So yes guys, if you like this video, please press the like button. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. And everyone's more than welcome to join the server. I'm gonna up the cap to 30. So yeah, the server is getting really popular and I hope you guys come and join me. I die a lot, so don't worry. You're not the only ones. I don't take it too seriously. So yeah, you'll see me die a lot and I'm just enjoying myself. See you guys later, and yeah, hope you had fun. See you tomorrow.